Hello everyone, welcome back to the Amber Serpent for our Rune Reading Wednesday. My name is Gulveg. So we just had a new moon yesterday, new moon in Capricorn. This is a really powerful time for manifestation. So I'm really excited about our rune reading today. That will, I think, help give us some insight as to what it is that we need to do in order to maximize the potential for this very potent 24 hours within that new moon that happened last night. Let's get started, shall we? All right, so for those of you who are new to Rune Reading Wednesday, we set the intention that we'll receive the message for the next week that we need to know the most. What would serve our highest good to know for the next week? And then we'll pull the runes. Pick which runes are in priority to you. So if you are most drawn to rune number 2, followed by rune number 1 and number 3, for example, then that will help you prioritize the reading to be able to get a feel for what energies are most potent for you. Do have a different set of runes today. I'm using a set of beautiful applewood runes. Typically I use my bloodstone runes. However, I've been doing a lot of readings lately and I think that they're a little tired. So let's get started. All right, I'll blow the intention into the runes. Rune number 1. Number 2. And rune number 3. Before I unveil them, just get a sense for which ones are calling to you the most. I'll give you a closer look. Sometimes folks like to see them in order to get a feel. Okay, all right, so let's take a look. All right, so rune number 1, we have the yew tree and Awa. So this is about the spiritual journey, spiritual ascension. It's also about getting divine guidance, and in relation to the next rune, rune number 2, which is Solilo. This is very much, when these two come together, to me what that it indicates is it's really important to tap into your own intuition, to your own subconscious, to your own divine guidance in order to be able to bring success for the following year. So this new moon, because Saturn just came into Capricorn recently as well, in some ways it is also setting a precedent for the next 2.5 years. So this time right now is really very potent and very important for us to be reaching out for divine guidance, whoever that may be for you, or just for your divine intuition and your own in your divine higher self. So this is also about perhaps journeying to other worlds. So if you do astral travel, meditation, visualizations, things of that nature, right now is a really good time to employ those kind of gifts and those skills. And then rune number 3, we have Dagos. And Dagos it's interesting that both of these here are coming out because Dagos is about enlightenment. It's the rune of daytime, so it's the light after the darkness, the light after the day, which is really nice to hear, because in 2017, or at least at the end of 2017, we had some readings that were a little heavy. We had a lot of Isa came up a lot, which is the rune of ice, which was like Things were just really kind of at a standstill, and it was just about letting go. Now we can see that the energy is really shifting quite a bit, and it's about creating new beginnings. And this creation of new beginnings, it's really important to use our intuition. And what's really interesting about Dagos as well is that its shape here, one of the indications is balancing out the right and the left hemisphere of the brain. And the pineal gland, which is right in the center of the brain, is our third eye. So this is about balancing the analytical, the logical with the intuitive and the imaginative. So it's really important to employ both of our sides of ourselves. Sometimes we can get really imbalanced. So we can overanalyze things and just get into the pros and cons and make our decisions based on what our logical mind thinks we should do. And when that happens, we tend to sometimes not make the best decisions because they're not intuitively guided. The logical mind is all about just processing ones and zeros. It doesn't have all of the information, but our intuition allows us to get information that is not consciously available to us at this time, to be able to make decisions, not necessarily just from being able to weigh the pros and cons, but from our heart and from our gut belly. And so, however, on the other opposite end, when we can become imbalanced, if we don't take any kind of logical or practical concerns, and it is just intuition, sometimes as well, we might have blind spots that, if we had used a little bit of logic, might have made our journey a little bit easier. So it's really important to employ both sides of ourselves, the masculine, the feminine, the passive, the assertive, the logical, and the imaginative and intuitive. And then that will allow us to have a smoother journey. It will allow us to journey in general. And it will allow us to also be in connection with those higher realms, those other planes of existence that might be able to allow us to have a little bit more ease and a little bit more grace when it comes to creating success. So success is on its way as long as we are clear, we use our intuition as well as our logic, and we ask for divine help. So, yeah, it's a very succinct reading today. It's pretty cut and dry, but it's a good one. So, happy new moon, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of your week, and I look forward to seeing you here next Wednesday. Thanks. Bye-bye.